What up, and welcome back to Creeps of the Crypt, a Tales from the Crypt podcast where two nobodies review old episodes of Tales from the Crypt. I'm your host, John, and along with me, as always, is my co-host.
Hey, Other Alan. Glad to be back, guys.
That's right, we're back, and we're here to talk about one of the best episodes of this season, and one of the best episodes of the entire series. And I got to watch it today for the first time since it originally aired, I believe. So I'm very excited about this episode. But before we get into that, just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, if you like cool shirts, you go to ghostcrusadersmerch.com. You can get cool shirts from Creeps of the Crypt right over there at ghostcrusadersmerch.com. Check it out. We got some cool shirts, more to come. But besides that, Alan, how have you been, buddy boy?
Well, since we last spoke, just been keeping busy on my side of town. I got to check out I usually like to go to the Atomic Museum over here in Vegas, so they got a lot of stuff about when they used to drop like bombs out here in the couple hundred miles away from the desert, and people would some Fallout shit. You know, if you played Fallout New Vegas, it's like it had a lot of stuff like that from that era, and just a lot of cool things to check out there. They had a little exhibit about the Trinity Project, which is like that test they did in the Oppenheimer movie. So you get to see a couple things from that. I think I don't know how they were replicas or what, but you know, just cool stuff. Cool stuff to see at an exhibit. So I like going when I can every year. We got a couple attractions here in Vegas. So if you're ever in Vegas, you got to go to the Mom Museum.
Oh yeah,
when you make it out here.
When I go, I'm gonna go sometime, and I'll definitely go check out some of these places. It's gotta be number one, the Haunted Museum. I have to go over there.
Yeah, I've been there twice, so it's been cool.
Yeah, then I got to go to the Mob Museum and all these other places. If I go to Vegas, I'm not going to spend money on gambling too much. Maybe like one table of Texas Hold'em, if that. But like find a game.
Yeah, maybe a little of that.
No blackjack. I'm not good at blackjack.
I love blackjack.
Yeah, no, I'm terrible at it. But everything with me is the same, except I saw my ex-girlfriend on Mother's Day. Well, so we were recording this. It's in May, so you guys are gonna be hearing this in June. But this episode was recorded in May after Mother's Day, and I saw my ex-girlfriend, and she deliberately. I've seen her twice or three times. The first time I saw her, I was on the phone, and I had my hands full of bags, and I haven't seen her since we were kids. So I saw her. She's like. Her eyes got big. She's like, "Hey," right? I was like, "Hi," and I just kept walking, like not because I'm on the phone. I kept not gonna stop, like have a conversation with you because look, we dated when we were children, okay? Like we were babies. Like it was never a real relationship. So then I saw her one other time. I said hello. She said hello. So then the other day, yesterday, I'm talking to this guy. We're talking about movies and stuff, and then all of a sudden she walks up with her dog. And she looked incredible. Like, unbelievable. She was fucking drop dead gorgeous. And I was just like, nice to see. I mean, it was Mother's Day. She obviously wanted to look good. It's because I believe she's a mother. From what I heard, she has kids. But I was like, shit. So I said a few words and then she walked away. And then I was kind of like wanted to go up to her and be like, "Hey, so like, why are you alone? Like, why aren't you at your mom's house? And like, where's your husband?"
Yeah,
but
he's fishing. He's fishing for
well, not really. I mean,
what's he calling?
I would if I could. I would. I mean, but it was just like, look, like I said, we're
good questions to ask. So
yeah, but we were friends. We dated when we were children. It was a long distance relationship on top of that, so it was nothing serious whatsoever. So I was like 12 and she was like 14. So it was it would never work. Oh no, I think she was 15. She was like 3 years older than me. But she looked fucking amazing. I was like, oh, she looked better than she did when we were kids. I tell you, her hair was straight. She looked drop dead gorgeous. I was just like, damn. Yeah,
do you feel a certain way about it, or just are you just kind of
I feel like
wishing you made more moves?
No, I don't feel it's a particular way at all. I'm just
okay.
I mean, she's just beautiful, and I would like to know like what happened, like if she's single or not. But
There you go.
that's about
Yeah.
it. But that's not gonna, whatever. Anyway, I looked like an idiot. I didn't really. I mean, I said hello. We talked for like 2 things. She was talking to the guy, not me. He was an older man. He didn't even know her name. She stepped up deliberately to show herself off. That's what she did. She walked up. She said hi to the guy. Pretended he's like, oh, hey, he's talking to her. He goes, what's your name? Like he's like, I'm sorry, I forgot your name. He's an older guy, but she knew his name, right? And then I'm just looking like, I look at myself and I'm looking at her and I'm looking at how fabulous she looked. Amazing, dude. And she's older than me. I was like, I got to do something. And on top of that, I hear her husband works in television as some network, like, but I don't know how true that is.
Right.
I don't know how true that is. But pretty depressing.
Maybe maybe you'll bump into each other again. You can ask those questions real quick.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah, give it.
No, I'll
see
bump
what
into her
happens
again,
here.
but
You'll be ready. You'll be fit and sexy.
I
And
came
you guys
back.
bump into
I
each
was
other.
looking. Well, first of all, I'm gonna admit this. Okay, I was looking for her. Okay, I was downstairs. I came down and then I
Okay.
started looking like, where is she? Right, and then I was like, then I came down twice to looking for her. Kind of. The second time I came down again and I saw her before I went back in. And I go, she's far away. I'm not gonna walk all over there and be like, hey, like what? I don't. What you look amazing, which I wanted to say because she really did look amazing. It's not so much the fact that it was just like, I don't know. She went to show off. That's what she wanted to do. She wanted to show off how great she looked, honestly. But anyway,
Just to everybody, or you think towards you, or
the guy didn't know her name. The guy she went to talk to that was sitting next to me.
It sounded like she was trying to make it seem like
Look at
you
me.
knew
Look what
exactly.
But what I could have had.
Well,
what
that's a sign
we were
already. That's a
kids.
sign already. So you
We were
never know.
fucking babies. look at me. Okay, look. Sorry.
I
Anyway,
get what you mean. Yeah, let's see what happens next time. Approach her. Be a little
I was wondering why
see what she's doing.
I was wondering why she wasn't with her husband. But then again, every time I see her, she's by herself. Maybe she's not even married. But she's too pretty. She's really.
You see her hands?
No, I didn't look.
She have no rings?
I didn't look. She had a dog with her, but she didn't have kids with her. I said Happy Mother's Day to her. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she doesn't even have kids. But
it could have meant for her mom.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm not embarrassed so much as I'm not embarrassed. It's not an embarrassing thing to admit. Like you saw your ex and she's great and you look terrible. I mean, that's life. That happens in life, you know.
Hello, exactly.
Yeah, it's normal. I think sometimes it could be the opposite. They could be not the best looking and it makes you think that damn she changed a lot. So at least it wasn't that bad of a situation. I guess it just made you I guess wonder.
I don't know.
What?
I was. I'm thinking about it a little bit too much more now. You know.
You're making me think about it a little extra more now. But I think maybe hit her up if you see her again.
No, the thing is, like, I'm thinking, like, when I went back down to talk to her, it was really, I don't know. I was going to say, wow, you look amazing. That's was the first line. I wasn't going to be, like, trying to hook up with you. And I'm trying to be like, was I really not going to be trying to hook up with her? You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know.
You sure about
Well,
that?
it's not like,
You
you
sure about
could.
that? That's why? You sure,
sure
about that? You sure about that's not why?
Yeah, it's probably because I was going to flirt. Anyway.
Hey, it's not no guarantee that,
Or try.
You'll get there, but yeah, at least give it a try. That way you know what could have been or what could have not been.
Yeah.
So you're not left with just thinking about, there could have been a possibility. But I wouldn't know because I never tried. Yeah, it'll be all right, John. You got other opportunities. It seems like you run into a lot of people from your past here and there. out
No,
there. You got a lot
not
of
really.
stories,
Not really. This was like, I mean, how I have, not really. This one is just, they're always older. Except one of my girlfriends was younger, but most of them, actually two of my girlfriends were younger. But Most of them are always older. But anyway, we're here to talk about Tales from the Crypt, a good episode. One of my favorite
Thank God.
episodes. Yes. Well, not thank God. This season has not been that bad. And by the way,
I'm just shitting on it. It started out a bit rough, but it's got a few okay ones here.
Yeah.
We've talked about.
so we're gonna get into this episode. This episode is titled "What's Cooking?" Season 4, Episode 6. Original air date was July 22nd, 1992. It was written by A.L. Katz and Gilbert Adler, and it was directed by Gilbert Adler. And I will say bravo to A.L. Katz, because I don't think I really necessarily liked. I think there was one other one he wrote that I did like, but the one he wrote with this season before this was the one with what's that actor's name? McDreamy, not McDreamy. That's what I said. I thought he was McDreamy. I forgot.
It was Dylan McDermott, right?
Dylan McDermott. Yeah, that episode was terrible. I think.
What was it? The Curie. Was it? Let me think.
The one with the vaccine.
Oh yeah.
It was the first episode. Oh no, the second episode. This'll kill you. This'll kill you.
Okay.
That's what it was.
This'll kill.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That episode. It wasn't that great, but he comes back with this one, and this is the best. And you know what? There's a difference, a big difference. With This'll Kill You, he stood pretty true to the comic. Exactly. He changed a little bit of stuff, but it wasn't that much. But with this one, it's nothing like the comic. And it's 100 times better because it's nothing like the comic. So yes, Gilbert Adler directed this episode. But very impressed because how would I say this? Because I watched the DVD version of this episode, and there's commentary on it. So A.L.
Nice.
Katz and Gilbert Adler are on. I think Gilbert Adler's on the commentary. I could be wrong, but A.L. Katz is, and so's the Crypt Keeper, and he's in character. So that kind of sucked. Like, no offense to the Crypt Keeper, but like I'm watching the commentary. I want to hear what the writer and the director have to say about the episode, and not hearing them and then you constantly throwing puns, because that's what he did throughout the entire thing. Which it was funny. Some of them were funny, but it wasn't very good. But anyway, why don't you tell us what this episode was about so we can start talking about it?
Yeah, I mean, you lost me there for a sec, because I'm really interested to hear that audio track. It'd be cool that somebody put it on YouTube. But,
I'll send it to you.
Yeah. What's Cooking? This episode stars Superman, the best Superman himself, Christopher Reeve, and him and his wife Erma. They run like this diner that specializes in just squid things, squid pasta, squid sandwiches, squid skewers, just bunch of squid. I mean, it's very niche restaurant they're running, and they're not doing really well financially, so they kind of try to devise some kind of plan to get out of this debt. And he owns the landlord money, his background on that. And Judd Nelson is in this episode too, and Meatloaf as the Mr. Chumley, that he runs the he owns the building or whatever they're renting from him. Then Judd Nelson is like a drifter that's working for him named Gaston. And pretty much, he suggests, he can help him out and give him some good product to sell. And, they start doing a bit better with some steaks instead of this freaking squid business he's got going on. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you want me to spoil a little bit, at least what we
No.
find out, but I could,
Not yet.
he kind of finds out something about the meat and what's, what it actually is,
Well, that's later. Well, basically, just the drifter is going to help him with a unique steak recipe to change up, change the business model from squid to something else to be profitable, because squid is ridiculous. And it was interesting that they decided this script is really good. I would say this is the best thing about this episode, in my opinion. Besides that, the actors, Christopher Reeve, amazing actor. I didn't know he was like I just knew him as Superman, but there are a lot of things you see I've seen since, and I'm like, wow, he really was talented, and you kind of take that for granted. And then he, his everything that happened to him kind of shortened his career. But very, very talented actor besides Superman in general. And he's great in this as this nice guy with a dream. But like when you think about it, it's like, so he's got this restaurant. There's no business whatsoever at all. And it's just him and his wife, Erma. and she is played by Bess Armstrong, and I know the face. It's like I've seen her in some. I feel she looks like that guy. That's why I know the face looks just like one of the Coen brothers. One of them is married to the Fargo girl.
Mhm.
That's what she looks like. She looks like the actress from Fargo, but she's not.
Something
Frances
McDormand.
McDormand.
Frances
Frances
McDormand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks like Frances
look
McDormand.
like her.
Yeah, like so. Like I'm like, I know this woman's face. Why can't I put it with a movie? But it's because she looks like her. But she's great in this too as the wife. She's really good. And Judd Nelson, one of the first times I liked him. The only other time, and the only other movie I liked him in was The Breakfast Club.
Fuck you!
This he's perfect as this drifter, sneaky, manipulative guy, because he's not a total slime bag until you find out later on where it's all kind of revealed, you know. So that's the interesting part. But so nobody comes to this restaurant. The police officer comes in, another famous actor. He comes in to eat. And what's his actor's name? Is
this guy's been in a few things.
Art LaFleur.
Art LaFleur. Like I know him from The Sandlot. I know he was the big Bambino, right?
He's in
yes, in The Sandlot.
He was in The
That's where I
Blob.
know him from, and I think he was in Cobra too, a Stallone movie.
He's in a lot of things. He's in many things. He's a good actor. Everybody in here is phenomenal. Side note: there's 2 customers later on that walk in, female. And that is Gilbert Adler and A.L. Katz wives.
Oh, okay. That's a cool little Easter egg.
That's what they tell you the commentary. They go, this is our wives or whatever. And then the Crypt Keeper says something.
They're being silly with that commentary. I guess they were just trying to make it a little fun, but I think for folks like us sometimes it was a little bit too much.
Yeah.
I just want to hear the cool facts. Facts about it.
So they have no business. The cop comes in to eat, and then he's like, "Oh, I'll get you a squid sandwich, Phil." And he's like, "I'm really not in the mood for squid sandwich." And they focused on the squid as soon as it cuts. I will say the problem I dislike. I know I'm all over the place. The only thing I really do dislike about the episodes is the intro, kind of, because Crypt Keeper talks and he introduces the comic, but it's the artwork that's in the book of the comic. It kind of spoils what's going to happen in the episode, because you see Christopher Reeves holding a knife to somebody, and you're like, oh, you're kind of ruining what's going to happen, because when you watch it, Christopher Reeves is this nice innocent guy who has this dream about having a successful business. Like he says, what does he say? His wife's like, we should start thinking about doing something else, because this isn't working. We're pouring all our money into this business and it's not working, honey. And he's like, "Oh, come on, babe. What did you think Colonel Sanders said when people were telling him not to open a chicken restaurant?" And then she was like, she's just like stuck with this guy she loves, and she's willing to go to.
Yeah, he's like a good dude, but he just doesn't know how to run a good business, or his business idea on this one niche thing, just squid, is just not gonna break the bank,
But it's great that they picked this. Like they picked, it's just like it's a diner. It looks like a diner, and then they pick like they want to specialize in squid, something nobody
would think to do. Like just keep it simple. Make some pancakes or steak and eggs.
They're like squid.
It's coming in for squid. I love squid. I like grilled squid, but I don't know if I want to go to the all squid thing restaurant here. This is I get some squid ink shots, I guess, too.
Oh, here's another little tidbit. There is a line where the Gadsden, Judd Nelson, says something like, I think he mentioned something like, why don't you change up the menu? You ever think about changing up the menu, trying something new?
I think Irma's onto something, Fred. Squid is nice and all, but maybe a little diversification would be good.
Who asked you anyway, Gaston? You're just a drifter, for Christ's sake. What do you know?
I was going to mention that. That line was hilarious.
Okay.
Stone cold against this guy.
That line was actually, you were just some homeless guy, and HBO sent a note to the writers. There's like, we never really got notes, and they sent us a note about using the word homeless to change it because it's kind of like demeaning to homeless people. And it's like,
I guess
they sent that note after the show is fucking. You see what's gonna happen in this episode, and they wanted that word homeless people not to be said. It's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That is.
They just think they're just afraid of some backlash that
In the 90s, no.
they think that homeless people were gonna do what they're gonna do.
It's funny. He says that line, and then no, they had no business that day. Nothing happens. Why don't you tell us what happens after this? Because she goes to him later on that night. He's living in like a halfway house in this town, across the street, literally from the restaurant. And she goes, "I'm sorry."
Right, that's right.
Yeah, I'm sorry about what Fred said to you today. That wasn't right. And she brought him squid or whatever. He goes, "Let me guess, squid." He looks like she's like, "Yeah." Imagine that. That's all they eat too, is squid all the time because they have to save money.
Yeah, they're just going the cheap route just to be able to turn a profit because they're like, after all that, we get to see Meatloaf, the artist Meatloaf.
Yeah, he walks in.
Yeah, he's dressed in like, I don't know, like 1920s attire, but then he just sounds like nothing from that era. And then and he's like I guess the owner of the place that they're renting to run the restaurant from. So they just find out that this idea is just not gonna work, and they need to change it up. And he's like 3 months behind on rent, right?
Yep, that's what it is. That's the main thing. He's like,
mm-hmm.
You told me yesterday you were gonna pay me the 3 months rent you owe me. And then he's like,
right,
"Whoa,
right.
Mister." The funny part too is that he's chopping up carrots, and he can't even chop the carrots. Like you watch Gordon Ramsay, or if you were a cook at all, you didn't get to chop carrots. He's chopping them like with the fucking kitchen steak knife or something. Like he's like cutting like so slow.
Most tedious way.
Mr. Chumley, have a heart, please. Would you like something to eat? And he's like, "No, I don't want. I want my money."
One other tiny little thing. You're one lousy cook. You fat son of a bitch! You can't do that to me!
Oh my God, Mr. Chumley. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me.
He charges Chumley and accidentally cuts his arm, and Chumley's like scared, like, "Oh!" And then he runs out of the store.
He runs out to call the cops.
And he's like, "I'm going to tell the cops on you." And he goes, "No, Mr. Chumley, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It was a mistake." And then you see Gadsden's across the street. He's watching all this happen. And then he's like, "I'm calling the cops. I'm going to have you arrested." And then he leaves. And then we see him go later to his wife, Erma, and she's like... He goes, "Honey, we still got some wiggle room on your credit card, right?"
Yeah. He's trying to come up with another scheme. Let's go all in on pork. Let's buy a bunch.
That's what he said.
Pork. Yeah.
Oh my God!
That's
What the hell is with this guy?
Well, it sounds better than the squid. I mean, people like pork, but
I didn't hear
no,
that.
it's just what it seemed like. Yeah, you mentioned getting pork. You got to go back when they're on the couch, I think.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So then she's like, "What? I don't want wiggle room." And she's like, she's like, "Maybe it's time to give up this dream." And then he's like, "Oh, well, this is where I thought like it was weird," because he's like, "Well, if you're gonna leave me, then just leave, And I'm like, "Leave her? Like, they're not boyfriend and girlfriend. They're married. Like, she's gonna walk out on you because if you're bankrupt, yeah, she would walk out. She's like, mother, you ruined my credit score." So
yeah, they gotta be pissed about that.
Yeah. So then she's like,
rant somewhere.
She gives him another chance, I guess. And then the next day they're at the restaurant. I forget how this happened.
The cop comes back. They get something to eat, and then
we're closing. Today? Yeah, we don't have anything. Yeah.
Just it's like low on supply, and Erma opens the fridge to see some steaks in there, and then I think there was just steaks and then eggs in there.
Don't you have any eggs or something?
I don't know. We may have a couple left. And steaks?
Steak and eggs. Sounds great.
Thinking in my head, like, shit, this should have been doing this to begin with. You might be like maybe $1,000 less in debt.
Yeah.
Because running a restaurant is a pain in the ass. It seems like you're always under on that one.
Yeah, so he walks in.
Let alone all squid shit.
he walks into work, Gaston's setting the table, so he already put the steak and everything was already in there because he's been in there probably since last night.
Yeah, how nasty that steak looked. That looked like
it looked gross.
It looked like the Dollar Tree steak you get.
But in HD, maybe it looks even worse. Probably, I don't know, because sometimes they do stuff like that, like eggs.
Look like liver, yeah.
Yes, it looked like liver. That's exactly what it looked like. So he makes them that, and they love it. And the smell of the steaks brings more people into the restaurant, right?
Yeah, more and more people start showing up, and they start at least looking like they're going to start making a profit. And after all that, I think what was it? Christopher Reeve's character confronts John Nelson, and
because first the cop says something happened to Chumley.
Chumley went missing or something.
Yes, and they just found a lot of blood, and then he sees Judd Nelson, Gaston, tapping his sweat off his face with Miss Chumley's napkin. So then he says, Gaston, can I talk to you for a second? Takes him to the back. And he goes, where'd you get that napkin? And he goes, oh, Mr. Chumley. He goes, that's Chumley's napkin. And he goes, where'd you get it? He goes, oh, he gave it to me. And he's like, I don't believe you or whatever. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm attacking you, whatever, and blah, blah, blah. Things are tough, whatever. And then you hear Erma say, Gaston, do we have any more steaks in the back? Because more people are coming in. And then he goes, yeah, Erma. And he goes, Fred, why don't you hold the refrigerator door for me? So
hold that for me.
Yeah, he goes and he holds the door, and then he sees Meatloaf hanging from the meat hook, and his body is fat. And then all of a sudden you see the back is missing, his butt is missing a huge chunk, and then he goes and he chops into it and takes a perfect chunk. Yeah, and hilariously, they said in the commentary that Meatloaf lost a lot of weight and he got cast to do this part. And then they said, do you mind if we use a body double, to make him fat? And he was like, wait, no, I lost all this weight. You're not going to make me look terrible now, on this thing. And then they go, no, please. And they had to
that's funny.
Asking him, and he finally agreed to it because he wanted people to see that he lost weight, that he wasn't, fat loaf, that he was actually thin now.
Right.
Funny enough.
Oh, wow.
Also, a side note, Meatloaf is a believer in ghosts, or he was. I think he passed away. He was a believer in the paranormal, and I think he was on a few ghost hunting shows.
No, that's cool.
Really?
Yes, really. So, so I thought that was interesting. And then, Chris Reeve's like, he's like, oh my god,
just like, what the fuck?
I don't know what does Gatson tell him. He says, what are you going to do? You're the one that owes him rent. Yeah, he goes, what are you going to do? You're going to go over there and tell Phil, you're the one that owes him rent. Your wife is cooking the food. They're cooking the meat right now that she just served to him. They're really going to believe I killed him? It was your knife. Did you cut him? You cut him. He was bleeding on your knife.
Yeah, pretty much showing he's got a lot of leverage against him from saying anything. So it's just roll with it, man. And he's over here just disgusted as all can be, watching everybody eat this, even just watching these steaks.
Yes, that's one of the best parts. I wrote the best scene is Fred coming out after discovering Chumley's body is in the freezer, and he sees everyone eating steaks. He is grossed out, but they're all enjoying it, and the music they pick to that scene is perfect.
I don't know what the recipe is, but that's brilliant.
The music in this episode is fantastic. It's 1920s Boardwalk Empire music, right? That you would hear in the 20s, but
saxophones
but it's 1990s. That the only one dressed like it was the 20s was Chumley. Everyone else it's the 90s. You could tell it's the 90s. It was absolutely hysterical. I thought that was the music was fantastic.
Cool. Yeah, just to match the theme with the diners, because the diners bring back that nostalgia.
Yeah, it was great. I say again at the but then he continues. He goes along with it because they're making money. And at the end of the night, Irma's there. She's counting the money. My God, was it that night? $7,000. Right? Was it that night that they made $7,000? And they go, oh, maybe we could open a few more of these. We should think about franchising. They said, right?
Yeah.
And then
pretty much collaborating with
but Gaston said in the back that they were going to make a deal earlier that they would go 50-50, right? Something along those lines. But anyway, so she said, yeah, we should franchise or whatever. They changed the sign of the restaurant to now saying the steakhouse, but it says Gatson, Fred and Erma's Steakhouse. And then it's busy every day. Every day they're busy. They're getting, but you get to see because I forgot, somebody else comes in later that night. I think it might have been the cop again. And she asked for more steaks, and you go back and they open the freezer and you see the body has almost no meat. It's gone. It's just bone and
his
head.
head and torso. Yeah. It's just dangling small bits of meat.
Yeah, it was great. And then
love the effects on this one.
The fantastic. And then she comes to celebrate. He's like, oh, he closes the door and he doesn't want her to see. And he goes, oh, she goes, I want to put this on ice. He goes, no. I don't know what excuse he gave. But yeah, they start making money now. I forget what else happened from here necessarily until the point where, they're busy. They're playing that music all the time, every day, more and more people. Oh, he tastes it. He finally tastes it. He's cooking the steaks.
Oh, yeah.
And he's looking at it and he's like, because everyone says, his wife Irma's like, we're going to be rich. We're going to be rich, right? And then he's looking at the steak and then Gaston's behind him, like looking at him like, come on, buddy, try it. And he finally tries it and he's like, He goes, we're going to be rich. We're going to be rich. And he's like, he has no hesitation because Gaston has to find the bodies. So I don't know whose body they killed. They didn't show him killing anybody else. Obviously, probably drifters across the street.
Yeah, just random people off the street, I guess.
Yeah. But then this is when Phil tells Fred that we got a lead on Chumley's, I guess, disappearance, that they found like traces of a knife that might have been used to cut Chumley or something. And it's an old knife that was only a few were ever made. And now we're going to trace to see purchase histories of who has this knife. So Fred is freaked out and he's like, no, we got to tell. And Gaston says something to him Gaston already is like, oh, he hears it too. And he's like, oh, well, I gotta make my way out of this situation. So he goes and he steals Irma's gun. And then I don't know what the hell he told Fred. I forget what he tells him.
Pal, you're overreacting.
You heard what Phil said. They're onto it. We've had it.
Well, maybe we ought to think about putting Phil on the menu.
He's a cop, for Christ's sake.
Listen, why don't you just go on home? I'll clean up.
No, I'm gonna clean up. I gotta think.
Suit yourself.
And then he took Irma's gun from her purse. So then he goes to Irma. He goes, sits her down, and he says, I have to tell you something. Fred has been killing people. What do you think he's been doing every night that he's been staying late at the restaurant? He's been killing people and serving them to everybody. And he goes, and now Phil is on to him, and he said he took your gun and he's gonna kill himself. That's why I came to tell you. And then she goes, looks at her gun's gone. She's like, oh my God. And he's like, don't worry, Irma. I'm gonna get Phil. We're gonna take care of this. Everything's gonna be okay. And then he kisses her on the cheek, and she kind of looks like, he gives him a weird look after he does this. And then he goes to the restaurant with the gun ready. And he goes back there to kill Fred, to make it look like a suicide. And Fred has a cast iron. Gaston. Nice. Oh, missed. I love that they actually used the music they normally don't use.
As usual, we're gonna do things my way. And I say you're gonna blow your fucking brains out. Murder, suicide, plays much better. The distraught couple. The cops closed.
He's like all chill.
They were arguing, officer, when I got here. It was horrible. He picked up a cleaver and he fired.
Uh-oh. Got him.
You said that Fred was going to kill himself using my gun. Fred knows I never put any bullets in my gun.
Nope, never. I won't let her.
Yeah. So that's
a twist.
Yeah. Fred doesn't put bullets in the gun. I mean, Fred doesn't let Erma put any bullets in the gun, so she knew he was full of shit from the beginning and called him right away to tell him that this guy's saying that, you know, I think so he's going to try to do something to you. I don't know if Fred told Erma already. Maybe he told her about the steak being human meat. It seems that way, right?
Yeah, it's true. It's just something we never saw on screen, but I can see them even. Yeah, I could see them even knowing about it. I'm sure he would have told her right away.
She says she goes to the back when he's washing dishes later on in the evening after he heard Phil say that they're onto the guy who murdered, even though they don't know his missing body's missing. They have no proof that he's even dead, so they just have blood, right? They don't know anything. So if they found out the knife cut him, what does it matter? There's no proof he's dead. You know what I mean? They have nothing. All his body has been consumed by the entire town. Where are they gonna find his bones? He probably destroyed the bones by now. But he was washing dishes nervous, and Erma came behind him and said, "What's eating you?" And he says, "Oh, I told you not to say that." So maybe he already told her.
That's a good telltale sign right there.
Maybe he already
Didn't even
told
think
her
about
that.
it.
Yeah, she was like, oh. So yeah, so then they're about to kill Gadsden. She has the knife up ready, like, yeah, we're gonna kill you. You're gonna put you on the menu, and then Phil walks in. This was the best as a kid too. This part was fantastic. And then you're like, oh no. He's like, look, officer, they killed Chumley, and now they want to kill me. They've been serving people, whatever. And he goes, oh, you don't say. And he sits down and he goes, what to do? And she's like, what do you mean, what to do? And he's probably like, well,
he's developed an appetite.
Yeah, he's developed an appetite, and he's thinking about his retirement. And he's like, how about, I guess I forgot what his last name is, Furley or Furley. What about Furley's Steakhouse or something? And then they go, that sounds great, Phil. And then she's like, yeah, I like it. He's like, what? And he's like, good. Now let's put something to eat or whatever line he says at the end. Hold on, he says
it was a cool little double cross, and the cop working with them.
Hold on, I want to know what he said.
What to do? I'm starving.
It's already hot.
I'm starving. It's already hot.
Yeah, that part was cool with the grill.
Yeah, I love I really love the music of this episode. It's the Fit 20s music.
That's all, folks. I like how his name
goes out.
Yeah, it goes out on the neon sign.
Yeah. Yeah, great episode. One of the best of the entire series. Really up there. I think
this was solid.
Got a new shirt gonna be made. Gadsden, Fred and Erma's
hell yeah.
Drive-through or something, fast food or diner, steakhouse shirt. Yeah, just Fred.
Let's do it. I'll buy that shirt.
That's gonna be great. Yeah. So I think that's gonna come up for sure. Absolutely fantastic. Like I said, love the music, love the actors, solid all around, great story, or great, because this is nothing to do with the comic. Okay. I'll show the comic briefly because the comic is boring. The comic is just a zombie. There's always zombies in Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, this one is pretty straightforward and not as exciting as what they did in the show adaptation, but the idea, some of the ideas from it are there.
Yeah, what it is it's not that great. The Crypt of Terror, what's cooking? It's just two guys, not even brothers, that they own a restaurant. And there's no business. It's just a restaurant, and just people just drive by, and this drifter comes in and he says, I calculated, and this guy is pretty nice. It's absolutely nothing like the book. So this guy's like, listen, I did the calculations. You had like one person like all day coming to your restaurant, and I counted how many people, or 6 people that came all day. I've counted how many people drove by. It was like 2,000. He's like, 2,000? He's like, yeah, if you had half of that, or even like 600 people, you could survive. Your business would be profitable. And he goes, but if I come in and I fix your restaurant, I want to be a partner once you start making money, right? So they said, okay, fine. So then he goes and he starts fixing it, making it look great, fixes the roof, puts in the big sign that says like chicken coop, and it becomes a chicken restaurant instead of the show is a steakhouse. It's a chicken restaurant. He's just serving chicken. There's no cannibalism at all in the comic book. It's just like he builds this pit to do barbecue chicken in the front. Then all these people start coming by when they see it, and they just start eating. Then they have to expand their business, make more chairs for people to come. And then he wants to put like a deep fryer in the front, or a cauldron. They could deep fry like 50. What does he say? How many chickens? They could do 50 chickens at a time. They could deep fry and also have that, and they'll have more people, and the business is doing great. And then they have to pay him. And they go, well, we got $2,000 and $1,000 is for him, and we have to split 500 and 500. So they decide to kill him. So they kill him.
Pretty basic on that one.
Yeah, and they accidentally set him on fire. I don't think it was intentional. It could be wrong. So long, Eric. Thanks for all the help. From now on, we work alone. Just me and Herman, 50-50. And they set the place on fire, and he comes out like a fucking zombie.
He's just fried from the fire, yeah.
Yeah, but then he kills them, because then this picture down here are two detectives. That's not or two. I think they're detectives.
In the morning, the police were investigating.
Yeah, so they come and they look and they go, "Oh my god!" One of them was he deep fried one of them and he barbecued the other one, the zombie. So interesting enough, but not.
I like the way. I liked how they took that idea. I guess of frying or cooking, and they mixed it up with making the story better in the comic. This is a good example of that.
Yeah,
I love this. This is a great episode. Great. I mean, they probably I got to look see what's ahead, but yeah, one of the better episodes of this season.
Yeah.
Season 4, but there's a few more coming in down the pipe that I think it's gonna be worth the wait, because early on was a little bit hit and miss, but there's a few. I mean, far be it the one with Brad Pitt, but the one with Joe Pesci, I look forward to talking to you about.
I don't even think I saw it. I have to watch
and
it.
The other one strung along, but I think Joe Dante directed that one, so that one was interesting.
The next one they say is really highly rated, and I don't remember it at all either. So we'll see. But anyway, I'm going to give this one 5 out of 5. Fantastic, love it. Nothing to complain about at all. At all. I mean, the ending was fantastic. As a kid, when the cop comes in and sits down, and then he wants food, he doesn't care because they got an insatiable craving for humans. Beautiful.
He loves it.
It was great. I don't even remember how they aired this on Fox, because they used to air this on Fox. So I don't know how they showed Meatloaf's body, hanging. And they chop him up and they pull out the meat. I don't know how they did that on Fox, but anyway, what do you give it?
That's true. Same. I got to give it a 5 out of 5. This is what makes Tales from the Crypt. Like, this episode is one of the defining ones that I would recommend anyone watch if you haven't watched the series in general. I mean, that was one of the early ones you got me into watching, and here we are. This is us talking about it at last, doing the podcast from season 1 till now. So great episode. Everybody, cast was great, directing was great, and what they did with the story to make it their own and better than the original comic was all
100.
great. I can't really complain. It's just great pacing. Nothing was really like overdone or just didn't need to be there. Every minute they used for this one was well worth it. So I love this one. This is a great episode.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all, guys. Sorry, nothing else to say. Fantastic episode. If you're on YouTube or Rumble, let us know in the comment section down below what you thought about this episode. Did you like it as much as we liked it? I think everyone probably is consensus that it's one of the best episodes of the entire series. But I would love, when we finish the entire series, to list our top 5, to see what our top 5 episodes are. It's going to be hard to come down to 5. Maybe not, because
I like that one. I like that challenge to try to put at least 5 together.
It's going to be rough, but
we could do another honorable 5 after, but I think it would be more challenging or more rewarding at least to try to come up with 5.
This is already number 1 for this season. When we do our top 5, this is going to be my number 1 for sure. Nothing's going to beat it. But anyway, remember, if you go on iTunes and Spotify, although people listen to us more on iTunes, leave us a rating over there. It's much appreciated as well. If you're listening to us on podcast form, sorry again. I keep forgetting whenever we talk about the episode or show a clip or show footage, show the comic, that I'm not describing what we're seeing. Sorry to people listening. If you want later on, you could check us up on YouTube or Rumble, and you can see what we were talking about. Just look up Creeps of the Crypt or Ghost Crusaders TV on Rumble or YouTube. Do you want to shout anything out?
No, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm under Splinter47, and yeah, here and there I'll do some gaming streams on Twitch. Played a little bit of that Scarface game a few weeks back, but I already had since finished it because I kept having issues with it. So I just was playing that on the side. But those two things, I'll be under the same name.
Yeah, and just follow us on Creeps of Crypt on X or Ghost Crusaders TV on X for updates on the podcast and things like that. We also have a Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Creeps of Crypt if you like to join us and get extra stuff. We're going to be revisiting the old episodes of Tales from the Crypt that we didn't video ourselves recording talking about, and I actually didn't even go to the original comics. I don't believe we looked at some of them, like some of the comics. We looked at we found the image. We didn't actually go through the pages. So we're going to do deep dives into those older episodes. We already have one up there for the first episode, The Man Who Was Death. And yeah, we're going to do commentary for the next Vault of Horror film that's based on DC Comics Vault of Horror comic books. So yeah, so that's that. Anyway, we will talk to you guys next time.
Peace. Take care, guys.